We've all heard of vibe coding. You throw a vague prompt at an AI, it guesses the code, and uses its own mind to piece together a solution. Then you spend the next hour trapped in a loop fixing its hallucinations and bugs. If you want AI agents to actually build what you intended, you need specification driven development, a blueprint first methodology that turns requirements into concrete contracts. In this video, we'll use GitHub Spec Kit, which forces your AI agents through a strict multi-step pipeline from plan to production. A blueprint first methodology that turns requirements into concrete contracts. The flow would look something like this. First, Constitution. The Constitution sets the permanent engineering laws and coding standards for your entire project. For example, a rule like always use TypeScript and write a unit test for every function prevents the AI from writing sloppy, untested code. Second, Specify. The Specify step defines the business requirements and user needs without mentioning any code or tech stacks. For example, you'll write, we want to create an app to manage inventory and orders. The third step, Plan. The plan translates your user needs into concrete technical decisions and architectural blueprints. For example, the AI creates a document stating, we will use Spring Boot and Java, use PostgreSQL for persistence. Fourth, Tasks. The task step auto breaks the technical plan down into a granular, step-by-step developer checklist. For example, the AI generates explicit action items like Step 1, create a Spring Boot project with dependencies, wire in PostgreSQL, etc. And finally, the implement. The implement step is where the AI finally writes the code by checking off your task list one by one. Because it is strictly boxed by your previous files, it writes the exact software you intended on the very first try. Here, I am on GitHub Spec Kit page, where as we had talked earlier, we start with the specification and develop a plan, and then it can be used to create code. Anyone who wants to understand the project and rationale can look at the specs, and it becomes a grounded basis for AI. Scrolling down to installation, since I'm on Mac, we will use the UV tool. Clicking on it, UV is the Python package and project manager written in Rust. We install it by running this command on Mac or Linux. There is a Windows install command too. I have a terminal open. Let me run this command. It's installed. Now, let's install the Specify CLI. Click on Releases to get the latest version, currently 0.8.13. Copy the command. Replace XYZ with 0.8.13. UV not found. Oh, I forgot to run this command to add it to the path. Let me copy and run it. UV is now in the path. Clear the screen and let's run the command again. And it's installed now. Let me clear the screen, make a new directory for our demo project, spec demo, cd to it. The first step is to initialize the Specify kit, which will create a .github folder and put some templates there. It can be done by going to the root of an existing project or a new project as here. It gives a choice of which coding agent we want to integrate. We will choose Copilot, but there are plenty of choices based on which agent you are using. Since we are on the Mac, I will pick SH. For Windows, you can pick PowerShell, and it initializes the project and gives us the flow to follow. Constitution first to establish project principles, Specify to create baseline specification, Plan to create implementation plan, Tasks, and then finally implement. Let's follow these steps. There are some optional steps like Clarify, where the AI will quiz us to remove ambiguity, analyze the project for consistency, and create and mark the checklist as the name suggests. I have opened up the root folder in Visual Studio Code over here. As you can see, the init command has created a .specify folder with extensions, memory, etc., which has templates. Under memory is the template for the Constitution file. You can see several placeholders here, which we can fill manually or have the AI fill it for us. So in the chat window, typing spec, it brings the custom prompts. Let's choose Constitution and specify some project principles like it is a REST API project. We want to use entity, repo, service and controllers. Use minimal dependencies. It goes to work. It takes a few minutes. Let me fast forward. And it fills a template and placeholders with our non-negotiable guidelines. RESTful API design layered architecture with the entity, repos, service controller layers, etc. It fills the other placeholders too. Now, let's move to the next step of developing the specification. So slash specific.specify. And here you give the specification for the feature you want to build, or in my case, the application. It is a Java project using Spring Boot backend DB H2. It goes to work. It might take a few minutes, so let me fast forward. Now under the spec 001-Spring Boot, we see a spec markdown file. And here we see that it breaks it in user stories, basic CRUD for item, with independent test, acceptance criteria, user story list and filter, data persistence, describes the item's entity and assumptions. It has done a pretty good job. You can edit anything that you want changed. Alright, now let's move to the plan stage by using slash specific.plan, which takes in the specification document as input. This will again take some time. Let me fast forward, and it is done. We see the plan markdown file over here. It gives a summary of what we are trying to do, technical specification, Java 21, Spring Boot 3.2.x, dependencies, project type, backend web service, constraints, scope, etc. It builds the project structure. It creates the research.md file where it justifies the rationale for the tech decisions, alternatives considered. The data model here, it lays out the item's entity and its attributes, validation rules, relationships, etc. The quick start document gives the prerequisites, the commands to build, run, and test the application. So it does a very comprehensive job. Next, based on the plan, let's use specify-kit.tasks to come up with the tasks. Again, it takes a few minutes to complete. And here is the tasks.md file. It breaks the tasks into phase 1 setup, project initialization using Maven, etc. Phase 2 foundational prerequisites of building the core, data, persistence, and service scaffolding. And then phase 3 to create tasks for the user story to create basic CRUD for items, tasks for list and filtering, and so on. And finally, listing phase and story dependencies, parallel opportunities for tasks, etc. Very impressive. Now with the specification, plan, and tasks, which we review for accuracy and confirm with our expectations, we ask the slash specific-kit.implement to implement it. It goes to work, looking at our specifications and plan, and as you can see, it is now creating the various layers like model, controller, etc. It will take a few minutes to complete. And on the left, we can see the various artifacts it has created. Here is the items controller. We have the repository interface, service class, and here is the pom.xml file containing the web, JPA, validations, and H2 dependencies, just what we expected. Here is the main class. Let's ask it to run the application, and you can see our Spring Boot app got started successfully. Let's ask it to insert an item. It issues the curl command against our post API to insert a row. Let's ask it to get the get endpoint. Let me copy this, go to the browser and paste it, and here we see the item inserted. So we started with our constitution, the non-negotiable principles, to specification, plan, tasks, to final implementation, ensuring the AI stays grounded with our concrete requirements and expectations, and that we have a specification document which anyone can analyze to see how we reached where we are. Hopefully, this gives you a good understanding of the specification-driven development. Thanks for watching.